On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're going to rebuild the front lip of this hood on the 1950 Ford Shoebox. Completely rotted out, most of it's missing. We're going to rebuild it from scratch. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to Mad Ginger Customs. So, as requested, we're back on the shoebox. This is a disaster. So let's get after it with the metal we have and start welding. Technically, this at least has a shape and it's correct, right? Because it's all there. It does have some rot, and we'll address that, but it's technically all here. So from here to here, it's like 14 3/8, then coming up over, figure another, I don't know, even if we went past, figure 8-9 inches, right? So 23-inch piece, you know, we'll measure it up, and then we'll come in here, measure this, we'll measure up here, and then measure that. And then we're going to try to basically make the mirror image. I'm sure there's an actual way to do this. You guys know I don't know how to do that, so we're just gonna kinda, you know, we'll use the brake, we'll bend it over, the brake we fixed in one of the last videos. If you guys haven't seen that video, go back, look at how we modified a Harbor Freight 36-inch brake. It's an awesome video. And then we're also gonna use our shrinker stretcher that we built the whole stand and foot mechanism for, also a video on that if you haven't watched that. So I'm just going to cut a piece of sheet metal real quick, and we'll get it in the brake. All right, so we're going to fire up the Simder Cut50. This is a lift arc, right? You got to touch and then release. Does not have a pilot. I'm hoping this little fence will kind of get us where we need to go. Am I going to light my table on fire? Yeah, I might. Whatever. We do not need it that hot. 30 amps should be plenty fine. All right, I guess here we go. Man, that works all right. Cool. Stick that together. And then we'll freehand over here. Can you guys see that? I don't know, let me get you closer. Let me get you closer in the situation. And then we'll freehand it. Bam! Quick work! Alright, this is our heavily modified 36-inch Harbor Freight metal brake. So basically what I'm doing is I basically marked off 1 inch here, and we'll bend it up. And then we're going to try to use the shrinker stretcher. This is pretty much the straight parts, 13.5, I think I said 14.5. And this is the part we're going to try to bend up and then over. If this doesn't work, we'll do it in 2 pieces. I can't tell you if it's going to work or not because I've never tried it before. So, you know, I guess, you know, good luck and fun farewell, or I don't know. All right, let's see how this thing works. So you step on the thingy. Oh, I got it all uneven on the floor. My floor is warped. Oh my gosh, so easy to bend. Now, what is 90 degrees? It looks about 90. There is spring back though. Let's try that. See what that does. See what that looks like. Oh, I think it went more than 90. Yeah, I went a little more than 90. But it looks like I can work with it. So now we're going to mark off on our hood. Let's go do that. So identifying a small problem. This is fairly sharp. I think what we might do is cut it. Try to make this arc, but just cut here, and we can get a nice hard fold on it if I can't do it with the shrinker stretcher, because that is very, very sharp. This is my modified shrinker stretcher. Basically, it's got a foot control. Then you you do this, it chomps down. If you guys want to see how I built this, there's a video way back. It's one of the first videos we ever did, I think. But we made this whole thing. Actually, we let Jess weld the bottom. She was learning to MIG weld, so you guys might want to watch that. That's funny. Let's worry about this arc. Let's try to get this arc worked out, and then we'll cut it right here, and we'll fold it in, and then we'll just cut them nice and straight, and then we'll take it back together. So this is going to be our arc. So we want this thing to basically stretch. So we're going to put this in here, and we're going to work basically from the part we're slicing over, right? And I should put this on level ground, but I'm not gonna, because I'm a glutton for punishment. And what this is doing is it's spreading the metal. We're going to try to get an arc that matches the other side. So basically, here's what you do, right? And you just keep going, going, and going until you can match the other side. Let me try to show you what I'm doing here. Since this is basically the inverse right here, and I know that this is my 13.5 mark. Basically, from here, if I matched on the corner, would I be touching all the way, right? So that's kind of my thought, is if I can align this perfectly, then this should go up into the other space on the other side perfectly. So I got to do a little bit more in here, but it's coming along. And then like I said, we're going to cut it. You know, just the folding end of it, and kind of fold it together, and then we'll cut it right down the middle and then weld it back together. So a little bit more here. So basically this is going to lay in like this, right? It's going to go right to the edge, and then we're going to come up here, and we're also going to need to pull this in. So we're going to have to shrink here because the hood has a little bit of a curve to it, right? But what we can do here is once we get this fitted, we hit this right through with the slice and dice right here, and then we can TIG weld that back together. And then ultimately, that's going to be a reasonably decent fit considering I don't know what I'm doing. So I need to find the middle here. I think I'm kind of made a mark, not really happy with that mark. I'm going to make a new mark, and I'm going to cut it. And we're going to see kind of where it ends up. And if I can't use this piece, I'm gonna cry a little bit. No, I'm fine. It'll be fine. And then we'll make another one. Well, what do you think? Looks like it's gonna do the job. I've never really made a part like this for a car, I don't think. I made the shrinker stretcher because I wanted one, but I don't know if I've used it yet on this. I don't know. Not bad considering I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I gotta twist this a little bit, so I think I need to take underneath here and expand because I want to stretch this because this isn't sitting flat. So you want everything to sit flat to match the contour of what you got. So basically from here to here is pretty straight, and then here it tips in just a little bit, so I gotta pull this out. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna mark it and cut it. I guess we're gonna MIG it. So we got the Arccaptain MIG 200. This thing has inductance knob. So inductance, what that does is it makes the puddle either super wet and wide, or makes it narrow and not as wet. So basically doing sheet metal and rusted sheet metal, we're gonna take that inductance, we're gonna bring her back. We're gonna bring her way back, right? And we certainly don't need 160 amps. Let's try 50. We're gonna leave it on MIG. We're gonna put it in spot mode. That's these dots. So when you pull the trigger, let's see here. It says it's a ½ a second. So we might have to turn it up or down a little bit. Get yourself one of these Hobart magnets. And this is what you can clip your ground onto. So I'm gonna pull this out just a smidge because I do not like that. I wanna be here, and then we'll push in as we go. I'll twist it a little. That feels real good to me right there. All right. I'm gonna go a little hotter. And it looks good for me. It's good enough for who it's for and what they're paying. Oh, goodness. No, way more heat. That's okay. I need a longer spot. How about that? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well done, sir. Well done. All right, that was a little hot on the end. I'm gonna go back to about 53 amps. Okay. So now we're gonna have to kind of do the tappy dance in here, right? Because we're gonna have to match this together, or we're gonna have to pry from the inside. Here's real good, so we're gonna hit that. Yeah, that's nice. That's good, guys. All right. So spin your magnet around. And then, you don't need this anymore. You don't need this where we're going. And then we're gonna line up our nose piece, right? I'm gonna get a welding helmet. Ugh. Let me get you closer. Come here. Let me get you closer. Hold me close, oh Tony Danza. So basically, we want here to be nice and flush. And then we want the point to be smooth over, right? Like that. So here and here, right? So I think I'm going to tack it here because I like that. And then I'm going to just push this in a little bit and then tack it. This is definitely going to burn me unmercifully. Man, that's good. Oh, it's almost like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Now I think what we're going to need to do is do the old lean. Oh, that's nice right there. I'm going to try that. I'm going to take a little time off our spot. Go back to 0.6. All right, now, so what we're going to do is we're going to find out where this thing is flat, and we're going to hit it where it's flat. So it's flat here. Right? Not flat here. We're going to tap that in. We're going to tap this all in right here, and we're going to pull out here just a smidge. This is, yeah, we're gonna tap this in. We're gonna tap that in right here. This is okay though. That's nice. All right. So now we're gonna play the tap and tacky dance. Tip tap to rook it. Tic tac to rook it. Remember that? You guys play Street Fighter? Hadouken! I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna get a hammer and we're gonna push and tack. So we're gonna find out where she's flat and we're gonna give it to her. Yeah, I think we're gonna need some glove action on that one. Cotton. So we're gonna give her tippy taps where we need to tippy tap her. Can also work this probably from the inside once we cut that away. But this is okay right here. Probably should get a glove on, but I can't feel nothing. Can't feel nothing with a glove on. Let's try that. How are you, sir? Actually, that's not terrible. Yes. Yes. Drop my hand. Be a lot of cleanup if I keep doing that. I think we can tippy tap on that one. This is actually good. That's gonna need a bunch of cleanup. But considering the car's a garbage can, not bad, guys. I like it. All right, for not having any idea what I'm doing, using equipment that I built myself, that's not so bad. Gotta be honest, I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so I feel like I'm a little short here, like it should have been here, like a little bit more. So what I'll do is, on this side, I'll just make it the same distance. You'll never be able to tell. And honestly, the car's just, I mean, this is literally, it's rotted all out. So we'll have to cut all that out too. But if we can get the hood done, that's a big deal. All of these rot out right there, every one of them. So if I can get decent at that, that's not bad considering this is a shrinker stretcher, metal brake, welder, you know. I used a flap wheel, and I used a death wheel. Oh, and I used that Simder Cut50. I did a review on that thing. If you guys want to watch that, a 15-minute tool review. The thing's only like 150 bucks. The thing works awesome. I cut a half-inch plate clean through with that little $150 machine. It's pretty impressive. So, all right. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and I'll get back to you. Alright guys, the problem with this car is that it's so old, it's been banged around a bunch of times, like the bullet isn't straight, this grill piece kind of isn't straight. Not even really sure how to manage this. I'm gonna try to put some pieces in the sides or something. I don't know how to do anything else but try to square up the hood and the fender gaps to try to make sure this is relatively straight. Now, this is touching all the way. So I think what we can do is tack here, and that will firm up this situation, and then we can go back into the shrinker under here and curve it in like we did on this one. And then all we'll have to do is trace it out like we did on the other side and tack it in. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty good. Let me pull this in a little bit, but other than that, that's pretty decent. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull this right here, pull that in. But other than that, I think that's how she's gonna live. So I'll cut on the line. That'll give me room to kind of move it around. And then we're gonna tack her. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? For not knowing what I'm doing. All right, guys, I'm definitely not mad at that. That'll, a little bit of gapping, but that's pretty good. All right, we're gonna go for it. I did a little bit more kind of tweaking just to pull out over here. Get you guys this way. because I needed to pull this back in here. So you can't really tell, but this thing isn't straight. It does have multiple curves to it, but the end result is it matches the hood line pretty good. I'm gonna have to give it a little twist on the end, but other than that, that's really good, guys. I'm very happy with that, considering what we started with. And I look like we're even height-wise, and I think I'm gonna go for it. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this kind of where we need it. That probably will work. Now I think we're gonna try to twist out here, because we're level here, but I wanna get this corner level, and then this level, and then we can start working here, because we can bend this with our hands. So we're gonna come up here. And we're just gonna tack it, because this whole line works, and we can force it and twist it as we go. And then we're gonna have to bridge that gap, but that's easy to do. But we can do here first, because this is level. Just a tack. See, that's nice. We're gonna pull out a little bit here, and we're gonna go nice and level with it. Try not to burn our hands. I don't know what's going on right there. Oh, we didn't get in there very well. But it's holding. All right. So, all we're gonna do is work this around now. This is our end result. Obviously we got to do some finish work on it. So there it is, guys. We rebuilt basically the entire front of that hood with tools we modified here on the channel. The brake, it's a heavily modified brake. You guys should go back and watch. I'll put all the links in the description for the brake, the shrinker, whatever else I use, Arccaptain stuff. If you want to get an Arccaptain welder where you can really dial down the inductance, I got a coupon code, save 5%. We got Amazon links for stuff that we like and we use. I'll put a link to the Simder plasma cutter over here. That thing was MVP as well. Guys, like and subscribe, hit the bell, you know when we make content. Just remember, you guys watch me do this. This is like the first time I'm doing this, and with tools that we kind of just threw together. And if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.